right. So welcome to day 5. Damn, it's already been 5 of these, man. It's crazy. Day 5 of Chop 15 with Jay Walker. Appreciate everybody who's checked it out so far. Appreciate all my guests. It's been awesome to try to navigate this and figure it out. I don't really know exactly everything right now. I'm kind of going through this, but it's coming together. I figure in another week or so I should have the system down and I should be good. But yeah, it's 3 minutes to 12. Good afternoon. My guest today is one of my best friends in the planet. Known this dude for 19 years. We met in a hella crazy way. I'll let him tell the story. But he goes by the name of Omega, aka Armando. And I'm gonna bring him in and we're gonna get to chopping it up. So let me see where my dude's at. He taking long to connect. He must be waiting till noon. Exactly. Being on time and shit. I like that. Hold on, bro. What's going on, man? Okay. There it goes. What up, bro?
What's up, man? You know.
Chilling, dog. What's going on, man? I was like, where he at?
You know me. I'm a fucking hermit. So, of course, like, IG's like, camera, microphone, like, bruh, that's right. I got to turn that shit on.
Oh, yeah, this fool don't be doing shit.
Nah.
What's going on, man? How are things?
Cool. Just got done making some fried rice in the walk. Ate that shit. Made sure I had something good to eat.
He's still chefing. I like it. Man, so for those that don't know, we've known each other for a pretty damn long time, dude. How did we meet, bro?
I was over at the homie's house with Crush and a couple other cats watching Roy Jones Jr. fight, and then there was like a MC battle over at Joe's Style Shop, and we were heading up there because Crush was MCing it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking jump in that battle, and then so we jumped in the battle, and there was this cat I was watching. I was like, oh shit, that fool was fucking cleaning clocks over there. Like that, damn, that fool was ripping fools up, and that was your ass. And so I was like, damn, that fool, okay, all right. And so like we were steady ticking fools off the blocks, off the brackets. And then it was, for some reason, remember it was a weird like 3-way. They're like, we're gonna do 3 people against each other.
Yeah, the final battle was kind of weird. Well, no, yeah, it was at the 3. It went from like 4 to 3 to like 2. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. And I might have been just crushed, just being,
Probably.
Like, you know what, I'm gonna throw a curveball in. Yeah. And then it was you and me. And then even before the winner or anything was announced, we were both like, you're dope. Like, we got to make a track. Like, yeah, we got to make a track.
Yeah, that shit was weird, man, how quick we were just like, yeah, it's cool. Because if you remember the other dude that was in that 3-way battle, that dude was a hater because he lost. And it's kind of funny how, like, you watch how shit transpired after that, kind of like, he kind of just disappeared, and I kind of came in the scene off of that, just from being cool, not being a dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, right? Like, that's, in the immortal words of Havard, mean people get colon cancer.
Man, so
Let's do
shit, how's
that.
Cleveland, bro?
It's cool. It's interesting. Like last week, there was like snow. Like I woke up at 5 in the morning, and it was really bright outside, and I like looked outside, and everything was fucking white, and I was like, nah, that's just fucked up. That ain't right. I got angry at nature.
Yeah, you live in a crazy place now, man. I know that weather up there is a trip with that lake effect, snow, and all that crazy shit. So,
Dude, when I first got out here, like people kept saying the same shit to me, right? They're like, if you don't like the weather, give it a minute. And I thought that was the cheesiest, corniest, like, don't say that shit to me. And then, like, flash forward and somebody comes to visit. I'm like, if you don't like the weather, give it a minute. Because, like, this morning it was super sunny, like fragmented clouds, and it was pretty warm. And, like, now it's like we're going to have lightning storms, like legit lightning storms, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz level lightning storms and shit. Sky
yeah,
turns
that's crazy.
purple. It's weird.
That's crazy. They be having tornadoes and shit there?
Oh yeah, to the south mostly. Like, but the very first tornado warning I got on my phone, because like Apple like hits you with those tornado warnings, like you get what is it called? Oh, I feel horrible right now because I don't know Amber Alerts. Like how you
Oh
get an Amber Alert, it just pops on your shit. I felt real bad for
yeah.
not knowing Amber's name. Sorry, Amber. Uh, but like, so a tornado one popped up, and I was like, "Oh shit, babe!" Like it said, "Take shelter." So I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like I started tripping hard. I grabbed a couple
Mhm.
windbreakers and like a gallon of water, and we have a basement. I was like, "Babe, grab the cat." And she's from out here.
Don't let the cat go.
Yeah, well, she's from out here, and like, she don't mess with no trees, but we had blown trees that day, and so she was like listening to my dumb ass, and I'm like halfway into the cellar, like, give me the cat, and she's like, wait, hold on, no, bro, that just means go inside, like, get out of the outdoors.
You
I
got
was
a West
there.
Coast new to that shit.
Oh, dude, like, yeah, tornado. They're like, you guys are scared of earth. We're scared of earthquakes. I was like, oh, earthquakes ain't shit, man. You just kind of like find a doorway, find some shit, act right. Tornado, that's picking your ass up off the ground. Like,
Yeah, I don't fuck with none of that shit. Matter of fact, there was an earthquake last night in southern Nevada. Everybody felt it except like me and my wife. We fucking slept through that shit. Like motherfuckers were like tripping out, like calling each other and shit. Like apparently it was like a 6.0 like in Tonopah, like south of like north of Vegas. Like but full
that's that.
feeling it in the Bay Area and shit.
That's that pizza sleep. Sleep
That's that
out.
living on the West Coast your whole life, and if it ain't a big earthquake, you don't
Yeah.
care.
Nah, yeah, there's been like the weirdest one I ever experienced was during the Battle of the Bay, the World Series, because I was
That's the one. That's the one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because like we was 100 miles away, right? And we're watching it on TV, and like I'm an A's fan to the heart, right? So I see like Jose Canseco, Terry Steinbach, Dennis Eckersley's got his mustache out, Mark
The
McGuire's
days.
like looking roided, young roided, and Will Clark, his punk ass is over there looking lame with the Giants, because they ain't the ones.
Hater.
But hey, we don't need, whatever. Ricky Henderson forever for president, bro. Uh, but like seeing that shit on TV, like seeing my favorite players and shit, all of a sudden look shook, like they look scared, and then like it took a second for it to hit that 100-mile stretch, and then I felt it, and I was like that was weird because I mean, like as a little kid, I know that 100-mile drive like seemed forever whenever we go to the town, and to know how far away it was and that shit was happening. I was a little ass kid, like I wasn't even 10 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, that was mind blowing. But the other one that got me was I had just watched 25th Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went out the night before and I was hungover and shit, and I played hooky from work, and I had never seen that movie before. So I'm like in my drawers on the couch, all fetal, like watching it. And I was like, damn, that movie's heavy. And as soon as it hit, I was in Southern California, like an earthquake, like right as all that like catharsism was like hitting in,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it just like an earthquake, like it was like one solid like hype one, dude. I was in the yard in my drawers in seconds. Like I was in the backyard, like just shook.
Man, that's funny. Yeah, man. Weather is crazy. I know that shit's probably hella crazy there compared to out here though. You still working right now?
Not really. Like, so I was working on a project out in Santa Monica. We were redoing the entire Santa Monica Pier, like walkway and stuff, like doing all the new. The Santa Monica Pier is gonna look lit as soon as they fucking dope as fuck as soon as they open it back up. There's some really cool stuff like concrete murals on the sidewalk, and it's gonna be twice as wide, so people are gonna be happy about that. But then the COVID happened, and I
Yeah.
flew home because I was like I didn't want travel to get shut down, and for me to be, Ohio to California distance away from my wife when, whatever was going to
Yeah.
happen. And that was like,
Exactly.
that was a March 10th. I departed LA. And when I flew out LAX, I was like mask, gloves, and nobody was like, everybody was staying away from my ass. And I was like, cool, that's ideal.
They
And
thought you
like,
had it.
yeah, right. Right. And I was like, nah, I was like, cool. Like, and so like, I have never ever sat in LAX and had a whole row at the gate of seats. Like nobody was near me. I had a plug,
Yeah,
I had
that's
an
crazy.
outlet, I had a USB outlet. I was excited about that. But then like I'm looking around and fools are just like normal. Like I saw somebody coughing and like and then like adjust themselves on the seat on the armrest and then get up and walk away.
Mm.
And then somebody else comes, sit down, and then like start eating chips. I was like, ooh, like that's how. Mm-hmm. You probably got it. Might
Good.
as well go get a Corona for them chips.
That's not good, bro. That's crazy, man. At least you got back to wifey and shit, man. Cause yeah, that would definitely be. I couldn't imagine being in a situation where it's some crazy unknown shit and I'm away from my wife. So I
No,
totally
that's
understand that shit.
yeah. That would not. That would be less than ideal for sure.
Yeah. So I've
But
always considered you. I have two friends that I consider like jack of all trades, can do like kind of anything, almost like MacGyvers. you're one of them, and my other best friend Mo is the other one. He's the black MacGyver. You're the Mexican MacGyver. So like, just like break down like what like the kind of shit you do, man. What you work construction, you're a photographer, you rap, you can cook a little bit, like you do all types of shit,
uh,
man. Like
well, like when I was like in fourth grade, I think fourth, something like that. Like up until that point, like everybody, like the way I looked at the world and the way I understood it was everybody was defined by like their title, right? Like that fool is a policeman, that's a nurse, that's a teacher. So it's like very, like singular faceted people.
mhm.
It's just that encompassed their whole identity. And then like I learned about the Renaissance guys, and it was just like these cats that could just like, oh yeah, that fool's a painter, sculptor, like fucking scientist, architect, comedian, like what? Like these fools are crazy. And I was like, that's what I want to do. So I've always like, and I'm a curious person by nature. So like, I just, if my older sister is 4.5 years older than me, so I had a lot of like just time to
Yeah,
fill the hours. So I would just like, and my mom always stopped me with books. So I would always read a bunch and just be just interested. If I'm interested in something, I'm like, I'm until I understand it, I'm not satisfied. So and then like so I got into photography relatively young, had a dark room, old school chemical process.
that's how I learned in high school too. That shit was dope.
Yeah, I remember being in the dark room trying to dodge pictures, doing this fucking weird shit. Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna come out
that's
sick.
that shit is dope, man. Yeah, you're actually one of the people who kind of taught me how to shoot, man. So like, yeah, you were always like somebody I looked to for that kind of advice because I didn't know shit. I'm still learning, but I didn't really. I really didn't know shit. So
Oh yeah, like when I got into it, I was like, I think I was like barely turning 18, and then from 18 to 21, like I spent so much time thinking about light, like just thinking about light all the time, the way like the Earth spins and the way the rays hit things and the way it fluctuates throughout the day and shadow, like it's just just fucking weirdo shit. So that
yeah,
was photography and MCing. Dude, I fucking listened to rap when I was a kid. Like the first like MC where I was like, this fool done did it. Was probably Easy E because I was a little ass kid and I had no idea that you could talk like that or say that shit. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah. The
so
first
that,
time hearing a cuss record is always like, oh my god, what the hell is this? But I like it.
dude, yeah, Easy Does It was the very first like cut, and I was like, I had headphones on and my parents were around. I was like, this is fucking wild. So that for sure did it. And then like growing up, on the West Coast, uh, everybody's like was very cerebral in like the 90s. Like, like if you couldn't come off the top of the head and eliminate somebody, then you were just trash. Like that's basically how the rules were. Like no biting, no writtens ever, like for anything. Like unless you're recording a song, no writtens or like doing some poetry or some shit. But
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a different era compared to now, man, for sure. Yeah, cats are definitely on some you get to prepare and shit now, man. Imagine if
yeah.
we could have like it would have been weird if we didn't know each other, but imagine if you could like dig up dirt and actually prepare for a battle and then go battle somebody. Like it'd be a
My
whole different
cocky
ballgame.
ass, my cocky ass still would have drank an old E and came at it. A little Hennessy if you were real tight. Like I'm gonna get some Henny to do it right today.
Man, so speaking of the music, bro, why don't you let the people know what you've been up to recently?
Well, since I've been in quarantine and good old Lefty Rose and I were chit chatting, he's like, "I know you're sitting at home." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm gonna send you a mic. All you gotta do is get the mic set up and shoot me the WAV files, and we're gonna put out this material we've been sitting on for a minute." So I was like, "All right," and so that's what we've been working on, and then some of the other individuals from Beirut, good old Jay Kane and Ray Dub. After your wedding, that was it was really great. Your wedding was the shit, by the way. Like
Sir,
that
thank
was
you for
that
being
was
in it. I appreciate that, man. You
oh
came a
for
long
sure,
way.
dude. You brought me to Tahoe of all places. Like like it wasn't like you're like, yo, let's. Oh, I'm not gonna clown nobody, but some certain other places that are not as fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, so like got some. I'm working on some stuff with some beats that they gave me that I'm having fun with.
I
But
didn't even know y'all exchanged anything. I like that.
yeah, well, it was just like we just I mean, through you've always been the conduit, and so like through you, we've always chatted and got they've heard me on tracks from the stuff that you put out, or that they've heard from you. And we always got along great, and it was just like everybody was in a good mood that way. Just regular ass like, do you still doing stuff? You still doing stuff? I'm like, everybody does that. Well,
Everybody's
and,
went through that one, yeah.
yeah. But I've always been a huge Ray Dub and Jay Kane like beat junkie. So like the opportunity to like you know to work on some of their things was like really. That's the shit. That's all I ever really wanted when I was like really thick in it. So like it's funny now, like now I'm
Funny
do
how it happens now. Look
it.
at you. You're recording yourself. How you like recording yourself?
It's weird. It's fucking weird, man. Because like me, like I focused a lot more over the past decade and a half on the project management aspect of my life and really dove deep into that. So so it's like I never had time after a certain point. I never had time. I was just going from project to project and then stacking projects and stuff, and they become very involved and like just you just don't have any bandwidth at the end of the day. So especially now getting to come back to shit and like like it's been, I don't even remember the last time I had like just a catalog of instrumentals to just kind of even tinker with. So like getting a notebook out and getting back into it, that's fun. But then getting back into like recording and like not just standing there and answering into a microphone like my spoiled ass always was like, oh yeah, no, like no, do that again. No, that's fine. Lefty, no, it's fine. It's good. I'm gonna freestyle it. To like actually like, oh, like yeah, like but no, but the cool thing is like I've never before been like off of the clock. Like it's always been like show up, do the thing, and you're on the clock, so you have that constraint of time. But having the luxury of being able to record something and then come back to it like 2 days later when you're having coffee at like 4:35 in the morning and listening to yourself and like it's really like enlightening to be able to be like, oh, okay, wow, that was my energy that day, and it sounded like that, and like so, like I've kept a couple different like full vocal tracks, and just muted them out and recorded other ones, and then like going through and seeing what like the energy level, the delivery, and all. Because like like if I'm gonna nerd out like on anything interest, now this has my laser focus. So now I'm like breaking it down. Okay, like there's this many counts, and
This
there's
dude's
this many
gonna have
syllables.
perfect bars. I
There's
know the
this many.
first track you sent back sounded good, brother. I gotta play it for you because I did my part. It sounds good, man. I'm super excited to get some more stuff. We need to actually fuck with some shit today if you got some time. That's what we need to do.
Well, I did happen to pick up some Houblon Choufs. It's a Belgian beer that is my favorite.
Oh, he's got.
Because
ready
I
to
figured
go.
after this, I was gonna fucking FaceTime stalk you and, and be like, "Hey, bro, you know how we did that thing? Like, let's do that, but in private."
No, I feel you. Yeah, it's been crazy this week, man. I've actually been doing like random shit on live. Like my homeboy from high school the other day was like, "Why don't you make a beat right now?" And so like he tells me like, "Yeah, find something like this." So I literally make a beat on live, like sitting here making a beat. Then last
That's fun.
me and the homie, he started a sample at his house, emailed it to me while we're on live. I put the drums on it, email it back. Like we're like, it's just crazy now. I'm starting to use this a little bit different, but it's fun, man, to be able to work with people. Even though it's cyber, we can still make shit happen, So that's the dope thing.
Well, it's like, remember, like I was super blown away back in the day with what was that, foreign exchange with the long distance relationship project? Wasn't that
Mhm.
like where all those cats are like in different places and they still like recorded their music? Like that was years ago. Those cats are probably really proficient at that shit now. Like they're probably, I
Oh,
mean,
for
they've
sure.
always
They're
been
like
killed.
pioneers.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I mean, not even speaking to their immense talent, but just like, hey, this is like, I know how to make milkshakes hella good. I've been making them for years now. That's too much ice cream. You're fucking up.
Oh shit. Well, man, all right. It looks like we about at the right time right now, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this. But man, I want to thank you for participating. It's always nice to talk to you. It's
Always
always
nice to
nice to
talk to
let
you
the
as well,
people know
sir.
what you're up to. So yeah, we will get off of this and give me a few minutes to get the video loaded up and shit, and then I'll hit you and we'll fucking start a session.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Like,
Thank you everybody for paying attention and watching. First week is down, man. So I'll be putting out the schedule a little later today. I have another one tomorrow with another Armando. Mons Rock will be my guest tomorrow.
Tocayo.
So yeah, tomorrow, I think we're doing it 3 p.m. Pacific time. But yeah, so everybody have a great day, and I will see you guys later. I might be on live tonight making beats, so holler at me. Peace.